Can't believe TJ was pooping on Duran Duran yesterday. How do you poop on Duran Duran? Like they're like one of the most influential bands for the type of music that TJ likes. Like TJ likes goth, industrial tinged rock, metal, techno kind of stuff. And Duran Duran basically invented that. Minus the metal, maybe.
He just wants to believe that Marilyn Manson just came up with it by himself.
That Marilyn just popped out of the ether and was like, yeah, that's just not the case. I do have a problem. I will mix Duran Duran up with Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it was Depeche Mode that he was having a problem. See, I did it again. It was Depeche Mode that he has a problem with, not Duran Duran. I get them mixed up. I do get them mixed up. When I was a kid, I used to think they were the same band. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, like, you gotta know. Hey, Zeke, what up, dog? But woo woo. What do you think of the new Manson? It was boring as fuck. I didn't like it.
I haven't even looked.
It was boring. His new song or whatever the fuck is...
Two of his albums, and that's it.
Which two?
The Mechanical Animals and the one he did like 5 years back.
5 years back. It was like Mephistopheles of Los Angeles. Yeah. That's a pretty good album, honestly. The title track is really good, but yeah. I mean, to me, the golden Manson is Antichrist Superstar and Hollywood. Like, those two, I think they're part of a triptych. So, like, it's supposed to be Antichrist Superstar, Mechanical Animals, Hollywood. And those, to me, are the best. The best of the best of the best.
But I haven't listened to Manson in fucking forever.
Yeah.
I've been on my hyper pop kick.
Yeah. I like your shirt, dude. What kind of food do they have at Big Chief? It's a burger joint. So, like, big, fat Polish hot dogs, hamburgers, chili, shakes. It's like a drive-up diner type place. Really cool. It's in Gadson, Alabama. And the owner there fucking was just, like, super overjoyed to have us. Like, we reached out to him on Facebook because we'd done this show where we were touring the worst cities in America.
Like and, Google Maps or whatever.
Yeah, via different statistics. And the fattest city in America is Gadson, Alabama. And we were like, dude, the food in Gadson has to be fire. Like, where are people in Gadson eating? And we went looking, and the Big Chief kept coming up. Popular, drive-through, busy, good American food, fries, burgers, hot dogs, that sort of thing. And we were like, I bet that joint right there is fucking dope. I bet they make a killer sandwich, a killer burger. And so we reached out to them on Facebook. We were like, hey, we want to do it. Because we were about 5 hours driving distance from Gadson at that point, living in New Orleans. And so we wrote the dude on Facebook. We were like, hey, we're a podcast. We saw your joint. We want to come and have a meetup there and bring, 50 people. And the dude immediately was like, oh my God, yeah, come down. What day? Blah, blah, blah. He was really happy to have us. Yeah. And then we showed up there and he was just like...
How many people actually showed up?
50 or 60?
Yeah.
At that point, yeah. A few more people like joined in kind of towards the end of it when we migrated to another bar.
But that bar hated you guys.
That bar, I mean, they hated us, but they served us alcohol, so... Yeah. They just gave us the runaround for no reason, because, small town bar and a bunch of fucking neckbeards and goths and weirdos show up. They just weren't having it. That to me is just like, as a person, like I've never, like, I've never owned like a retail shop type business or a bar or a restaurant or anything, but I can put myself in the shoes of that. Dude, if 60 people walked in on a random like Thursday night or some shit and started just ordering drinks, fucking hand over fist, and spending probably a couple grand in my joint out of nowhere, dude, that would be, I'd pop champagne later. After I closed down the bar, I would pop champagne. This dude wanted to, they were doing everything they could to make us feel unwelcome at the bar. And it's like, dude, what? Our fucking weirdo money don't spend here?
Like, I could see if, like, maybe the restaurant, if you hadn't given them notice, might have been a little pissy because, like, they just might not have had enough stuff.
Well, that's why we gave them notice.
But
because,
a bar is,
but a
like,
bar is
it should be stocked.
Yeah, a bar is supposed to be, like, it was a big-ass bar, too.
Yeah.
Big patio thing. Like, there were steps that went down into this, like, sunken patio. We had that filled out. The bar inside was hopping. Like, not just with us, just with locals. And, like, and the thing is, too, is that and this is the fucked up thing, the owner of that bar owed the owner of Big Chief thank you. Because we asked him, where's the bar in town? We want to go get a few drinks.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, this bar over here is really good. I know the guy that owns it. Go on over there. So he was trying to hook that guy up.
Yeah.
And that guy treated us like dog shit. You know what I mean? He was about, like, he probably sent that guy $3,000 that night. Easy. 60 people buying drinks hand over fist for each other all night for 3 hours. That's at least $3,000 worth of well liquor sold. And he acted like he dragged his feet the whole fucking time he was making the money. It's like, what?
We're a slow little town.
It's just like, as a business person, I just don't understand that, bro. If you get slammed, like, okay, I've been on the other side of that. Like, if I'm working at Starbucks and I've got 2 people on shift and then all of a sudden 90 people come slamming in, it sucks. But if I was the business owner, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Look at this 2-hour fucking comp. Like, we doubled up our 2-hour comps during this period. Fuck yeah, what did we do? Let's do it again. It's like, because if that place had been chill with us, see, that's the thing. We lived down there for a couple years after that Gadson thing. Yeah. If that place had been chill with us and we had a 1-2 hop stop, we might have done that again. Yeah. We might have popped down to the Big Chief again, given them a couple grand, and then moved over to the fucking bar again. But you voting for Kamala? No. Sorry, I had to correct.
Just picture that little girl in that ad.
Kamala. Yeah.
Kamala.
No, I'm not voting for Kamala. The Big Chief treated us like fucking royalty. The Big Chief was great. That guy was super happy to have us. But the bar we went to afterwards was shit. I mean, the bar was nice. The guy was shit. The owners were shit. The security guys were shit. They put us through the paces. They wouldn't let us come in and out. Mm-hmm. Like, we were out on the porch, and if somebody wanted to, I'm going to go get a round of drinks. Who wants a drink? They'd go in, and the security guy would be like, let me see your ID. He was like, dude, I was just in there. You've checked my ID 4 times. Let me see your ID. But he wasn't checking anybody else. It wasn't with us. Any local yokel just strolled in and sat down and got helped. It was fucked. They were just basically, like, doing everything they could to let us know, we don't want your money. We don't want your kind. Mm-hmm. It's like...
At that point, you're like, well... We're not gonna just keep bar hopping trying to find a bunch of places.
No, I mean, they didn't kick us out, and so we like, out of fucking just kind of like convenience and stubbornness, we were like, we ain't going nowhere. Fuck them. This is a fucking bar. They got no right to deny us any kind of service. Mm-hmm. And so we stayed right there. TJ was with me. Scotty was with me. Yeah.
I wonder if he had a conversation with the Big Chief guy after.
Who?
The bar owner.
I don't know. We stayed pretty late, and I drove y'all back to the hotel. Yeah, that was the first time I remember meeting. Well, not the first time, but I remember Peyton. We were all drunk, and we were going to try and get an Uber back to our hotel, and Peyton was like, I haven't drank. I will drive you back to your hotel. Mm-hmm. And we were like, all right. So we got in his car, like knowing that he might be a psycho, you know, but he took us to the hotel. It was nice. Oh, that's a cute dog.
Can you say hello?
Come say hello to the people that like you. This is for the people that want you. This is for the people that want you. Getting high on violence, baby. Look how fuzzy and cute he is right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's so fluffy. You're so fluffy. Can you show everybody how flat the top of your little head is? Look how flat. There's nothing there. There's nothing there in the head.
You're not getting the full googly eye treatment though, because it's too bright.
Yeah, he's squinting. He's a squinter boy now.
You want more lap?
He's a boy. He's a real boy. He's the best boy.
Everybody loves him. Every time we've taken him traveling or out, there's like 5 people that compliment him.
Everybody got to love on Dinor. How does a doggo make someone gay? What the fuck is that question? What? What is happening? Are the skibbities awake now? It is 10 a.m.
Yeah.
That is usually when mom forces you to get up on a weekend.
Yeah.
Get out of bed. You're not going to sleep all day. Do you have a cat? I do, yeah. Cricket. At nighttime, Cricket will sit in that window right there. It's easier to see him at night. But he'll sit in that window right there at night and watch. Somebody asked if you were gay because of the dog. Huh? Gay because of the dog? I don't think so. Now we got a dog and a cat. Dinor and Cricket. Dirty D and Crickety the Chickadee. What a beard that is. Thank you. It's tough. It's tough. Really, like, if you want a beard like this, step 1, stop shaving. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 3, profit. Least favorite dog breed, human. No, I like all dogs. There's no bad dog breeds. Before the cigarette, were you actually smoking weed? Actually, yes. After the cigarette, I'm going to continue smoking weed. I'm in California. What do you want me to do, bro? Shock, shock, horror, horror. He smoked a joint. Chihuahuas are the sweetest little dogs, Phoebes. They're not evil. Chihuahuas are great. Every dog breed is great. Look, I volunteered at a no-kill shelter for a long time. I worked with dogs. I worked around dogs. I never met a breed of dog that I was like, you know what? That breed of dog sucks. They're all good. All dogs go to heaven, okay? My friend has Chihuahuas are great. I had, when I got divorced, we had 2 dogs, brother and sister. They were Chihuahuas. They were great. They were wonderful. They're not wretched creatures. Stop it. There are player haters, okay? There are people that hate Chihuahuas. You might have met a spicy Chihuahua. I agree. There are some breeds that they should have just allowed to not happen, like pugs and stuff. They're very sweet, but they end up having like breathing problems and all of that. It's not fun. Pugs and Lhasa Apsos and Shih Tzus and stuff like that. Dinor is 25% Shih Tzu. Luckily for him, he's a mutt, and so he didn't get the tiny, short little face. He's got enough other types of dog in him that kind of undid some of the genetic damage of part of his lineage, but he's still got the eyes, the big bugged out eyes that have high pressure behind them. Jack Russells are like brilliant little dogs, man. My uncle had a Jack Russell Terrier named appropriately Jack. And that little dog, I bet he had a vocabulary of like 1,000 words. Like he could talk to that dog and tell it to go do something and it would just walk over and do what he told it to do. It was nuts. Only dog that ever shat in my sleeping bag. Well, I mean, look, if you gotta go, you gotta go, you know. The call of nature doesn't wait, okay? Cricket and Jack. Oh. One dog breed that people sleep on are Dachshunds. They're bred to hunt badger. Oh yeah, Dachshunds are mean little bastards too. Like that wiener, like we used to call them wiener dogs. But yeah, my best friend growing up had 2 Dachshunds. And then a friend of mine in high school had an old Dachshund. So I have wide experience with Dachshunds. They're very moody little dogs, but they're cute as fuck. And they are tough little bastards too. And they've got a great little spirit about them. They're just very picky little dogs, man. They only like certain people. They only like certain things. They're very particular little dogs, in my experience. Three mini Dachshunds, yeah. Yeah, they're very cute dogs. I haven't seen one in a long time, though. I don't think the breed is all that popular anymore. Like, I feel like it was way popular in the 80s and 90s. People were getting wiener dogs all the time. But it's been a while since I saw a legit wiener dog, so. Just realized I've been pronouncing Dachshund very wrong. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it exactly right. Wiener dogs break their backs. Yeah, they have back problems when they get old. They have leg problems. You know, hip problems are pretty prevalent in wiener dogs as well. Yeah, any dog that's been bred into an extreme form is probably going to have a lot of problems, you know. A German fellow told me it's Dachshund. Yeah, but that's probably way closer. I speak some German. Yeah, I mean, the pronunciation is, you know, it's up in the air, man. I heard it pronounced when I was a kid, Dachshund. And so that's what I've always said. If you put a stick on the back of a wiener dog, he is now a corn dog. Oh. Yeah, just stick to weenie dog. Everybody knows what you mean when you say wiener dog. And, you know, basset hound. I had a basset hound growing up. Well, my parents did. My stepmom and dad. My stepmother wanted a basset hound in the worst way. And they got a basset hound named Brody, and he was just a nightmare, bro. He was a nightmare of a dog, but it wasn't his fault. He just wasn't, like basset hounds in general are working dogs. They need, like, you have to walk them, you have to take them places, you have to take them out and give them like a yard to run around in. And they didn't have the time to take care of Brody the right way. And so Brody was just a mess. He was just like anxious and angry and barking all the time, and they ended up fucking adopting him to some people that wanted a basset. Or at least that's what they told me. They might have taken him to the fucking pound, knowing them. What? wanna live forever. 'Cause we know that. Oh, yeah, dude, right here. The Diet Arnold Palmer in a big icy cup. How does it doesn't get better than that. Don't listen to Chair. Chair spreads lies. Okay? Chair is a liar. Arnie Palmy. I got sucked in when I was down south, man. I never really messed around with Arnold Palmers all that much, and then I lived down south, and now I gotta have them. Don't believe the Chair's lies. Very good. Breathe, 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 bitch, breathe. Take my shirt off and all the hoes stop, breathe. Take my shirt off and all the hoes stop, breathe. Take my shirt off and all the hoes stop, breathe. Yeah! Any Playboy Cardi fans out there? Am I the only one? Am I the only Playboy Cardi fan in the house? You do dabs? I will, I can, but I just, no. You know, I'm a little bit old school with it. Take my shirt off and all the hoes stop, breathe. Breathe, 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 bitch, breathe. Do you shampoo your hair? Yes. I shampoo and condition my hair. You look Persian? Persian. That's cool. Yeah, no, I am a Scottish, Irish, Scandinavian by genetics. So, I don't know if there's any, I doubt there's much crossover with Persian there. Take my shirt off and I'll hold stop, breathe. What do you identify as? A Californian, man. I identify as a Californian. You look Arab-ish. That is crazy. I've never had somebody tell me that. Arab-Irish is what you said, not Arab-ish. Yeah, I've never had anybody tell me that. I work with a lot of Arab people. You look nothing like them. That's what I kind of figured. That's kind of what I figured, but whatever, you know. Cali is weed capital, yes. Of the world, yes. It's the nose and eye distance from your nose that gives you a slight Middle Eastern look. The nose, yeah. I mean, the nose is very distinctive. I do have a very distinctive nose, that is for sure. I have been told that. And it runs in the family too. Every male in my family's got a prominent honker shaped just like that. What is your lineage? I just said. So Scottish, Irish, Scandinavian is as far back as I can trace my lineage. So on my mother's side, I have lineage to Clan McBean in, I think it's Sutherland, County Sutherland or whatever in Scotland. And Clan McBean was a rebel, an anti-royalist clan in Scotland, so a Highlander clan. And then on the my father's side, the farthest back I've been able to trace my family is the Park clan. So my last name is Parkey, which the etymology of Parkey is park. The Scottish clan Park was a minor royalist-aligned house in Scotland. At the same time, Clan McBean was a royalist house. So there's a good chance that members of my extended family have killed one another. That's kind of funny. But yeah, both sides of my family terminate in Scotland. And then my genetics show proof of mass Scandinavian influence as well, which makes sense. You know, the Scandinavian countries raided Ireland, Scotland, and the British Isles for 200 or 300 years, pretty much unabated. And so, you know, it's a very normal story. Like my history in terms of like, you know, being a pretty average looking white dude is pretty much normal. You know what I mean? European ancestry, you know, being a Northern European ancestry kind of guy. There's a lot of Scandinavian. But it's kind of cool. Me and TJ found out that my clan and his clan, well, his patrilineal side was allies with my matrilineal side. So he's Clan Kirk from Sunderland or Sutherland or whatever. I can't remember the county. Cumberland. And the Kirks were actually a powerful royalist allied clan. And so there were probably allies in the Kirks and the Parks. And then on his on the other side of his family, opposite from mine, is Clan McPherson. So he has direct lineage to Clan McPherson, which was another Highlander clan in County Cumberland in Scotland, and we were allies. McPherson and McBean were allies. So that is crazy, right? That's an interesting little fucking tidbit of information. All these years later, we're still allies. And didn't even know it. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? My family has a similar play. The French family, the Frasers, fought against the Ballards in Scotland, and somewhere along the line, my lineage. Yep. Yeah, that's an awesome. That's my favorite Depeche Mode, probably. Policy of Truth. It's good. I wonder if that ancient kinship like predisposed y'all to friendship. Probably not. It's just, you know, I mean, America is a crazy place. It's a country of immigrants and migrants. And you know, now that we have access to, you know, the kind of resources to research our lineage, and we can kind of really peg ourselves to a certain time period, you know, the chances that you're going to meet somebody whose family has a history with your family, it just exponentially grows, right? It feels like kismet, but it's really just a sign of the diversity of America, you know? You had me at peg yourself. Yeah. Are you Gimli? I wish. Well, no, because I like being tall. I'm 6'1". So I don't think I'd give up the height to be Gimli, but Gimli would be pretty bad. Being Gimli would have its upsides. I'd be hella good with an axe. Nobody would fuck with me if I had my axe, you know? That would be good. But I guess I can just go heels. You know? Nobody wants to fuck with you if you go heels. Will you carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain? No. I will ban you if you post nonsense again. I'm just warning you. If I read another paragraph of yours and it's nonsensical bullshit, I am going to direct my fucking specters to nuke you. So the next thing you say better be carefully considered. Because your dumb ass you're on my radar now. It's like the second comment of yours that I've read, and I've been like, huh? There won't be a third. Haunted mound till I'm in the ground. You're on the same boat. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Don't type gibberish in my chat. Don't. Literally don't waste my time with gibberish. So Griffin, you're on call. That other guy's on, actually, yeah, Griffin just got nuked. No fucking nonsense. Flibbledy flobbledy, just like roll your face on your keyboard and post it in here. There's plenty of other lives where you can do that. I actually read my shit. And if it's nonsense, Madame Zeroni is a movie reference. Yeah, don't try and look funny with references if it's going to be a nonsense statement if somebody doesn't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make you smart or funny. That makes you a time-wasting speed bump in a conversation. Nobody cares. How about that? Everybody on the fucking same page? Any dissent? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Actually, I wouldn't speak. On a policy of truth. Do 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 do. Pat Paul. Praise Paul. Pamper Paul. Pleasure Paul. Love A24. Thinking about the War of the Worlds being thrown out with all those books, and I bet you it's because aliens died to germs. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, maybe they don't like it because it's like scientific epidemiology is discovered, and they're like, that's fake. Don't ask dumbass questions I know you know the answer to already. That's right, Midnight Ghoul. You fucking tell these plebs. Tell them how to run this shit. Sick of this nonsense. Man, if you're used to interacting people with just gibberish nonsense, this ain't the place for you, bro. Thoughts on the movie Men from A24. That movie was rough, bro. Not my favorite A24 movie, but dude, there were some scenes in that movie that are rent-free. That scene where she goes in the tunnel and she's like, hello, and somebody else's voice keeps coming back to her, hello. That whole sequence was like, that could have been a short film, right? That could have been a short horror film, like a 10-minute horror film. So I loved that movie. It stuck with me, like most A24 movies stick with me. And that movie stuck with me. The entirety of the movie, it doesn't come together in the same way that like maybe some of my favorite A24 films do, Hereditary and Midsommar and stuff like that. But honestly, bro, I've yet to watch an A24 film and go like, dude, you know which one I slept on for a long time, and I watched it like, what was it, like 5-6 months ago, and I was like, how did I not see this movie? Oh my God. Ex Machina, bro. Right? The Lighthouse, brilliant. I mean, what a fucking like literally just a character study. Such a great movie. But like, Ex Machina though, can we talk very briefly about that fucking film? Because that movie, so good, so good, unbelievably cool and good. Everybody in that movie is great. If you've not seen Ex Machina, you have to see Ex Machina. Stop what you're even like watch this. You'll never see somebody. Stop watching this and immediately go watch Ex Machina. Go find it, go pirate it, do what you got to do and see it. Get out of this fucking live and go watch Ex Machina. It's worth it. I'm going to Pismo Beach next weekend. You have any suggestions on restaurants other than Splash Cafe? Yes, I got a couple for you. If you're looking for like just a good steak dinner, fuck, there's a steakhouse. What is it called? I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Anyway, I'll get back to that. There's also the Cracked Crab. Okay, so here's the deal with the Cracked Crab. You have to go down there and put in your name. They don't take reservations. You go down there, but go down there like a couple hours before you want to eat and put your name on the list. Okay? The Cracked Crab is a crab restaurant. They will literally bring you a bucket. They put newspaper down over your table. They bring you a bucket and dump it, and it's filled with crab legs, crab claws, lobster tails, potatoes, vegetable, all stewed. You got, you know, the seasoning right there, and you just eat it right. They have the crackers. They put a big bib on you. You know what I mean? It's fucking great. It's great. So you got to get into the Cracked Crab for sure. So go down there, put in your name, and the more people, the merrier too. If you're, I don't know if are you rolling solo, dude? Because if you're rolling solo, I wouldn't go to the Cracked Crab. It's a little expensive for a solo, but if you're taking family, like if you're going with a couple people, Cracked Crab for sure. What is the fucking steakhouse that's up there? McClintock's. Okay, little pricey, but if you're a steak guy, if you like beef, McClintock's is an old, like when you go in there, McClintock's is a huge restaurant. And it's decorated, every square inch of it is decorated with cattle brands from California. McClintock's gets the best beef. The best beef, the best seafood. So if you're a surf and turf guy, you like steak and lobster, steak and crab, whatever, you can't get anything better. It's a little pricey, but that's going to be your fucking, like, if you don't want like a full-blown, if you want more of a sit-down, get a few fucking drinks, steakhouse experience, McClintock's is the one. And those are your 3 restaurants, bro. There's other restaurants that are really fucking good in the area. But if you hit all 3 of those, you've really got the best of Pismo, in my opinion. Another place that you might want to go check out is the Kontiki Inn. So the Kontiki Inn is it's a place that you can stay, right? But it's like one of those boutique hotels that has a restaurant. So the Kontiki Inn Cafe, I think it is, or something. Whatever, the cafe at Kontiki Inn is really good as well. That's more of just a American diner type stuff, if that's what you want. Chili's or Applebee's? Applebee's probably for me. I like their, back in the day, Applebee's used to have like the happy hour shit where you could go in there and you could order, it was like $5 apps and $3 tall boy beers or whatever, dude. That was pretty dope. I don't think they do that anymore, but that shit was dope. You get like a couple appetizers just for you and 2 or 3 big fucking tall Bud Lights or whatever. Pretty hard to get that kind of fucking, good finger food and beer for cheaper. Is the Mexican food better in Cali or Texas? Cali. That's personal preference, though. Tex-Mex is a thing in Texas, and you can find some of the types of food that I like, but here's the thing. The area in California I grew up in has strong Jalisco, okay, tradition. So we're talking super fresh salsas, heavy on the jalapeno. We're talking tacos. We're talking beans and rice. This traditional Jalisco kind of food from northern Mexico and Baja California is the shit. It's the best Mexican food. And people that specialize in that kind of Mexican food, it's the best you can get. I've had El Paso Mexican, bro. It's not. It doesn't hold a candle. I would take you guys to Sal's here in the valley to show you what Jalisco Mexican is like, and you would change your fucking mind immediately about Mexican food. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. What if you already love Mexican food? Then keep loving it. But if you've never had traditional, authentic Jalisco, you might change your mind. Favorite Mexican restaurant in SoCal? There's so many, bro. Here's the thing. I traveled a lot as a kid. I've been to SoCal probably over 200 times. Spent weeks and months of my life in SoCal. I know it like the back of my ass. But as far as like me giving, because here's the thing, LA, right? The restaurant scene in LA is so fucking mutable that it'll be different every time you go. So I don't know, man. You can rarely go wrong in LA when it comes to Mexican food. Here's what I will tell you about LA. If you want to get crazy good, authentic Mexican or South American food or whatever the fuck in LA, don't go to a big freestanding restaurant. Don't go on fucking whatever the app and find that's all bullshit. Here's what you look for. You look for a place with a Hispanic name that you can't understand, and it's in a strip mall. I shit you not. Strip mall plus name like Mariscos y Tamales or whatever the fuck. That combo in LA, best Mexican food you've ever had. Best El Salvadorian food you've ever had. Best Brazilian food you've ever had. You have to look for a place that's slammed. Okay, here's what you're looking for. Busy, in the hood, in a strip mall. Or out of a house, if you can find something like that, yeah. But I'm telling you, brisk business, in the hood, in a strip mall, it's gonna kill, bro. It's gonna kill. When we went to LA for the DP or the DFF meetup, I went with TJ and Chelsea. It's me and my ex-girlfriend at the time. We went and we were looking for Mexican, and I just I went like, hold on, because we were standing out in front of a weed shop. We just bought weed. And I was like, hold on. And I craned my neck like this, and I saw a strip mall, and I was like, walk this way. Because we were not in the hood, but we were in like, not the nicest part of town. Like La Brea, which parts of it are really, really nice, and parts of it are not. We were in one of the kind of like, not parts. So La Brea, I see the strip mall. I walk over there, and it was like World of Pupusas. And I was like, I knew a pupusa is an El Salvadorian, like, stuffed, I don't know how to put it. It's like a dumpling, maybe? Not a dumpling. It's like a beer rock. Have you ever had a beer rock? German food where they stuff meat inside of bread and they bake it, and the outside is crispy and the inside is doughy and meaty. Pupusas are that with different kinds of fillings, black beans and meat, different kind of meats, right? And that was the name of the little shop. I don't know if it's still there, but it was in a strip mall and it was called World of Pupusas. Almost an empanada, yeah. Very similar to empanadas, but more circular. They're closer to a beer rock than an empanada, but they're all in the same family. I believe it's El Salvadorian. And I'll tell you what, bro. We went in there. It was busy as fuck. We waited like 45 minutes for our pupusas. Everybody was mad at me. And then the pupusas came. And everybody took a bite of the pupusa and they were like, oh. Because they were real ass pupusas, bro. Real ass El Salvadorian pupusas. And they were fucking, the one mistake we made, we didn't order enough. We thought we ordered like 10 of them to share between the 4 of us, and we should have gotten 20. Street vendor, okay, you can't really go wrong with street vendor, taco truck type of stuff, especially in LA. In LA, you're gonna get a good taco. Here's something you want to look out for. Have you guys heard of birria? Birria is a Jalisco Mexican tradition where you'll take a taco, you dip it in consomme. So the entire tortilla, as it's being fried up on the flat top, is drenched in consomme. So it cooks that consomme into the taco shell. Then you've got your shredded beef or your shredded pork, you've got your stuff, and then they serve it with a big pot of consomme, and you dip if you can get birria, you'll never look at tacos the same. And birria is super popular now with like food trucks and stuff, so keep your eyes peeled for it anyway. I'm gonna go do my stretches, like 3-4 minutes, I'll be back. Okay, yeah. That's better. That's more better. Fuck. Sun. It's just inescapable at this time of day. It's gonna be as good as I can do. Go up higher, sun. I cannot see him. I cannot see him. Oh. So much better. Those stretches are key. Key. Stretches and squats. Do you eat beef? I do not. I don't eat beef, chicken, pork, or poultry of any kind, other than eggs. I will eat eggs. I'll eat fish, and like I'll drink milk and eat cheese. So the technical term for my dietary peculiarities is lacto-ovo-pescatarian. I just tell people I don't eat red meat. Or white meat, really. And I've done it for, well, why? It's hard to explain, man. It's a long ass fucking thing. It really is involved. It's more involved than you think, okay? A lot of shit goes into it, okay? I was raised in like a farming area of the world, okay? Central Valley of California. It's a breadbasket. And one of the things that you were expected to kind of get into as a kid was farming stuff. I was in a thing called 4-H, which is, you know, it lets kids raise farm animals and stuff. And so I raised pigs. The first pig that I ever got was named, I named him, kind of sadly, Pork Chop. But it was when I learned that pigs were super smart, like smarter than dogs smart. Pork Chop was an amazing pig. And I had to sell him to a McDonald's factory, basically. I was also forced to kill a pig and watch it be skinned and gutted as part of this program. And so that played a role in my kind of trepidation about eating meat as a kid. But I lived in a culture where everybody ate meat, and it was a lot of meat, right? And if you didn't eat meat, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why aren't you eating your meat? And, you know, like, I swear to God, dude, my mom's barbecues were legendary. Talking like 40 people would come over my mom's house. Everybody brings a side, so it's just piled with food. And the main course is meat, 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 and meat.
Yeah, 80 hot dogs, fucking
80
50
hot dogs,
hamburgers.
50 hamburgers and buns and all the dressings, a whole 2 tri-tips that are cut up for sandwich meat, or just grab a slab, a rack of ribs. It's crazy, right? It was Meatopia where I'm from. And I understand why. My parents grew up in real poverty where meat was a luxury. And so for my mother to present her guests with this cornucopia of meat was like saying, share in my abundance. It was a way of her giving, right? But that culture looked at me sidelong when I would be eating a piece of meat, like a chicken breast, and I'd get a big tendon in it or something, and I'd have to spit it out. People would be like, the fuck is wrong with you? And then I'd be like, I can't eat the rest of this chicken. No, you will. You're gonna eat the rest of that chicken. What are you talking about? You're not wasting that. You know what I mean? It was that kind of shit. And so I developed this kind of weird thing with meat. And it's hard to explain because it's a psychological thing that developed over the balance of my entire fucking life. That for me to explain it to you would take an hour, and at the end of it, I don't think you'd get it. But the point being is, me being involved in the meat industry from the farming aspect and having to watch those animals be killed, plus living in a culture that just glorified meat consumption and expected it. Like, my mom would say, like, you're gonna be weak if you don't eat your meat. You know, like if she served a big fatty piece of steak or a big fatty something and I couldn't eat it, she'd be like, you're gonna be a weakling. You know, meat builds your muscles and your bones, and if you don't eat that, you're fucking gonna be, you know. And like, look, they weren't trying to abuse me with it. My mom came from true dirt poverty. And so she was trying to impress upon me that, like, dude, I would have killed for that chicken breast when I was a kid. Eat it. And she's not wrong. But by the same token, as an adult, I developed some very weird habits.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries, baby. Just some very weird proclivities around meat as a result of that upbringing, right? So I hated having sinew or bone or veins or any weird shit in the meat that made it inconsistent. So I wouldn't eat chicken on the bone as an adult. And I would really, like, very rarely eat a chicken breast. I really wanted processed meats. So like ground beef, ground pork, ground chicken, ground turkey. Everything just homogenized to the point where, like, there's no way I'm going to run into a big gangly vein, thank you, baby, or a tendon or, you know, whatever the fuck, right? And the worst kind of meats for you are processed meats. They're the fattiest, lowest fucking quality shit. It's like hot dogs, sausages, you know, 80-20 ground beef and everything. I mean, like, that's what I became as an adult, and it was fucking literally killing me. Because I had it in my head, like, if you don't eat meat, you're not part of this fucking, like, what are you doing? The idea of being a vegetarian or a vegan or something was just, like, foreign to me. And, you know, about 10, 11 months ago, I confronted that. And I've been eating differently ever since. I haven't eaten beef, pork, chicken, turkey, any of that kind of meat since. I eat fish once in a while. I eat shellfish, eggs, cheese, those types of animal products. I'm not like a fucking...
Yeah, you tried cutting out the cheese and it just don't hit the
I tried
same.
some vegan cheese. I mean, yeah, it just wasn't the same.
It doesn't have that MSG.
Mm-mm.
That natural MSG.
Gotta give me that MSG. They gotta sprinkle some MSG in that cheese.
Yeah.
No, I've tried to do some replacement stuff, and like milk, I'm pretty much done with milk. Like, I do oat milk now. Like, I did switch away from that. So milk, only if we need it for like cooking or something do we do milk. Smoothies, right? Well, the smoothies, you probably do that with oat milk.
That's what I do for you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I was saying that, like,
Oh yeah.
we've
Like
cut it out. Yeah.
Actual milk.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, no, we've cut out milk, like cow milk, pretty much. You're silly if you think meat's bad and something to avoid. This is why I don't like talking about this, because I'm not telling you what to eat. I'm not trying to moralize in your face about it. And this is why I don't like talking about this, because the culture that I was talking about, which was like, eat meat, it was just on display right there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you eat meat, bro. I want you to eat whatever you want to eat. I'm not trying to put a moral argument on you. I'm telling you what I have trouble eating and what I don't have trouble eating. Okay? That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to make a moral argument. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, dude. Don't punch your tart card again when you come back. I'm just telling you how I felt about it. I'm not telling you don't eat meat. Go get it. Go get a triple, quadruple bacon wrapped cheeseburger shit. Go do it. I don't give a fuck. Somebody asked me why I don't eat certain meats, and I told them. And of course, there's got to be 2 or 3 people that are just like, "Yeah, it's fucking retarded. Don't do that." It's like, what do you care? You're not having to eat the way I eat, so what the fuck do you care? They're trolls, maybe. Why do you eat so much? I don't. Why did I eat so much? A lot of it was like eating my feelings. Well, I've lost 60 pounds in the last 6, 7 months. I'm working on a 100-pound weight loss. That was my goal, and I'm over halfway there. Yeah, this time last year, I weighed 370 pounds. Right now, I'm pretty sure I'm below 300. I don't weigh myself unless I go to the doctor. I get a little obsessive if I have a scale at home, so I don't have one. I don't bother weighing myself until I go to the doctor. Last time I went to the doctor, I weighed in at 310 something, and that was a couple of months ago now, so I assume that I've lost at least 10 pounds in that last couple of months, which would mean that I'm about 295, something like that maybe, which is cool. I like that. What do you do instead of eating your feelings now? Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I found other ways to cope, I guess. I, I throw myself into my work face first. Like a lot of times when I'm feeling restless or feeling like I can't be pleased, instead of just getting a big greasy thing and eating it, I'll come out here and I'll do this, I don't know. I don't know if it's all healthy coping, but I have different, I do something different other than eating. Yeah, being outside, just even like this, like sitting in my backyard in the sun and with the wind and looking at the birds and stuff and my trees, like that is cathartic to me. And so getting out here is better than, you know, sitting indoors and eating a giant fucking hamburger or something, right? So you take your anger out on the chat? No, not really. Sometimes, I guess. Yeah, if chat makes me angry, I will be angry. But I don't think I feel like I take my anger out on the chat. Yeah. I mean, the anger, I've said this before, anger is my demon, man. It's my inheritance, right? And how I deal with it is always it's something that I keep my finger on, right? How do I channel these feelings out of me, And as I get older, I find it easier to do. It's less acrimonious for me to find different channels for my angry feelings. So I'd say that's a sign of like growth and progress and all of that to a certain extent, you know. Oh, thanks. Yeah, last night's show was fun. What brand of smokes are these? Pacific Stone. That brand. Smoking on that cereal milk. Good old hybrid action, man. The best of both worlds. ¿Por qué? So gather round, people, wherever you roam, and realize the sea and the water's just foam, and if you stand in the street, you'll soon be drenched to the bone. The lights are out on all the stages, so you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, 'cause the times they are a-changin'. Had to drop it an octave. So gather round, congressmen, please hear the call. Yeah, I can't. It gets a little too high for me if I take it in his octave. But I can drop it down here, and I'm doing just fine. That's how it is for most things for me. I was like second tenor in chamber choir and baritone when they needed me to fill in, and as I've gotten older and the cigarettes have kicked in, and the gravel of old age has made me a pretty fucking mid-range baritone. Can't really do the tenor shit anymore, except for certain instances. Sometimes I can hit a note that's higher than you think I could hit, but has to be in a very specific context. But I love singing. I've always loved singing, though. Singing's fun. Oh, first tenor over here. Wow, an aristocrat. Do you think about retirement? Nope. I'll never retire. Retirement is for cuckolds. Real men work themselves into a grave. No, I own my own business, so fuck retirement. The world is a vampire, boom, 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 set to drain. Secret destroyers, boom, down, 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 hold you up to the flames. And what do I get? Down, 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 for my pain. It's the desire, but I feel the same. Even though I know, I suppose I'll show all my cool and cold like a dog. Boom, 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 boom. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. They banned that song at my high school because it almost caused they thought it almost caused a riot, but we were just moshing. They had a student assembly thing where they allowed the student council to pick a couple of songs to play, and they played Bullet with Butterfly Wings, and everybody started moshing in the bleachers, and they were that was the last time they allowed people to pick songs. Like they were the Future. That was my freshman year too. Future student assemblies had no songs. You do karaoke? I have. I mean, I don't do it a lot, but it's fun. I love doing karaoke. I'm pretty decent at it. You have go-to songs. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at doing like 90s rock and pop and stuff, like grunge and pop music from the 90s is my home base because I just know the lyrics. Like I know the lyrics to a lot of songs, and so especially from that era. So what do you think of Cemetery? I don't listen to them. I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery. He looks like a Bon Jovi guy. Nah. I missed that. I was born in 1980, and so me and my friends were solidly like grunge guys, and we made fun of like glam rock and hair rock. We called it butt rock. But looking back on it, I mean, like Bon Jovi's got a couple of cool songs. Like, you know, I walk these streets with a 6-string on my back. I play for keeps, and I'm never coming back. Pearl Jam. Kind of made fun of Pearl Jam too, honestly. I mean, whatever. I like Pearl Jam now. A Ronnie James Dio, man. He was a little fella, man. Poor little Ronnie James Dio, man. The musicianship was missing from all these grunge bands, to be honest. That's your fucking opinion, man. Pearl Jam does not fucking suck, okay? But they were not the greatest. Like, we used to make fun of them. Like, okay, so the thing we made fun of was Eddie Vedder's slurry voice, okay? We would be like, blah, double dip jail, better known it out. But we only ought to be slow to feed a patriot about on the pair. How can I put it? When a baby, but a papa, believes yeah. Oh, but Dobby. Chris Cornell, he was that's the voice of the 90s right there, dude. Listen to Outshined. You ever heard that song? Outshined. I can't even pretend to hit that note. Stuttering, cold and dead, seeing the world inside your head. Times are gone for all that's left. Sometimes for too long for snakes in my shoes. Walking sleep in my youth, I prayed to keep heaven sent hell away. No one sings like you anymore. Doom doom, black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain, black hole sun. Lane Staley had a good voice. That is true. I think the most slept on grunge singer nobody ever mentions is Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon. Nobody ever mentions Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon, and that dude had pipes, bro. So sad. Just another fucking victim of the heroin shit back in the 90s. Died on a speedball, I think. What about Tom Petty? It was good. Yeah, Shannon Hoon. Such a good song. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. You don't like my point of view, you think that I'm insane. Such a good song. It's not sane. It's not sane. Hello, little baby scrub Jay. Your feathers are coming in good, bud. You're looking pretty good. You're gonna be blue soon. You're pretty. He's a baby. Fledgling is what they call you. I could still see some baby feathers. He's a fledgling, but he's doing good. Hi, little fella. Man, he's just getting bugs left and right down here. Let me see if I can show you guys him without him flying away and getting scared. No, he's gonna fly. It's a fledgling scrub jay, if I can get a good picture of him here. He's camera shy. But yeah, it's hard to hold these cameras still when they're zoomed in, sorry. Yeah, he's very cute though. It's not sane. He doesn't have all his blue feathers in yet. He's still got some of his little fledgling. There's a nest up in our tree here. But he's very cute. He's very non-reactive to me because I don't think he's learned to fear humans yet. He's very cute. My life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine. Oh, when I get moved, I'm getting a bird feeder. We're going to get a little hummer feeder because hummingbirds are the best. And then we're going to get like a whole bird bath and bird feeder set up in the backyard for sure. My life, my life, my life, my life in the sunshine. Folks get down in the sunshine. Sunshine. Folks get brown in the sunshine. Oh, stereo MC, yeah, connected. You gotta get yourself connected. Writings on the wall. Dude, there was another band. What was the name of that band? Dude, I remember the name of their song. Standing outside a broken phone booth with money in my hand. But I can't remember the name of the band. But they were like a techno sample band. Like early kind of like pop band. Standing outside a broken toll booth or phone booth with money in my hand. I've been downhearted, babe. I've been downhearted, babe. Ever since the day we met. Ever since the day we met. Sunday comes and all the papers say Ma Teresa's joined the mob and happy with her full-time job. Doop, doo, doop, doop, doo, doop, doo. They were a one-hit wonder in the 90s. But that's the name of the song, Standing Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand. It's not David Gray. I'm trying to remember the name of the fucking band, bro. Somebody help me out. The sample was from like I think it's Teddy Pendergrass. I've been down hard, baby. I've been down hard, baby. It's not Moby. Primitive Radio Gods. Thank you. That song was dope. Somebody found it. Ma Teresa's joined the mob and happy with her full-time job. Do 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 do. I've been downhearted, babe. I've been downhearted, babe. Ever since the day we met. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of some other 90s one-hit wonders. I mean, I know some deep, deep cuts. He's back. The fledgling has returned. You guys want to see the fledgling again? Let me see if I can get him again. Oh, there he is. I'm going to see if I can, like, stick this in such a way that I can, like, get him in there. There we go. His whole tail will be blue soon in his head, and he'll keep that gray color on his back. That's a scrub jay for you. He's very cute, and he's eating good today, man. There's lots of little flies and bugs out in the lawn. So he's having a good day. He's having a good eating day. He's munching, crunching. Barely breathing. Oh man, that's a deep cut. I was barely breathing. I could not find the air. Wondering what I'm thinking. Believing that you care. I can stand here waiting. A fool for another day. That's a deep cut right there. That's a good one. Toad the Wet Sprocket. Yeah, Macy Gray, yeah. I try to say goodbye and I choke. Try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not near. Yeah, I remember Macy Gray. Semisonic is one of my favorite fucking 90s bands, bro. Their album Feeling Strangely Fine is one of the best fucking easy listening fucking albums of the 90s, bro. I try to say goodbye and I choke. Yeah. Try to walk away and I stumble. What happened to Macy Gray, bro? Did she just get rich and then just fucking disappear to the Caribbean or something? I wear goggles when you are not here. It sounds kind of that way, doesn't it? I wear goggles when you are not here, dude. That's such a little kid assumption on that line, bro. I love it. '90s films and rock were excellent, second only to the '70s. The '70s were, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. '70s were pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of shit in the '70s, though. Are you American? If you had to take a stab at it, what would you guess? If you had to take a quick, you know, yes, I'm 100% American. Yeah, I'm a Californian. I don't even consider I'm a Californian first and an American second. Okay, how's that? You're from the UK? Well, cheerio, pip pip, and hello to you. It's a blustery day over there in jolly old London town. I'm sorry. I'm just stereotyping the fuck out of you for the fun of it. That's not how I talk. I know it's not how you talk. I was just joking. I was just joshing. Okay, we do that over here. You're from Ireland? Oh, aye, laddie. Oh, a fine Irish gentleman we've got in here. Faith and Begorra. Oh, we've got ourselves an Irishman. Oh, lads and lassies, gather round. Gather round, for the Irishman and his shillelagh have come to town. Now Dutch. Dutch. Hello. I have a very strange and hard to place accent because I'm from the Netherlands. It sounds vaguely German, it sounds vaguely British, and it sounds vaguely French. Hello. And almost vaguely Scandinavian as well. Hello. I am from the Netherlands. Hallo. Hello, I am Dutch. I am from the Dutch Netherlands. Hello. Would you like to buy some mushrooms? Sniff, sniff cocaine? Do you know Red Light District? I take you there. Right? Okay, give me another one. Give me another one. I got them all, baby. Russia? Da. Na zdrovia, comrade. Hello. It is time for weak American and weak European to submit to the power of Russia. Soon you will all sing the Russian national anthem. Soon you will all be subjugated by Russia. Italy? Radpapini, farfallone, bappatine, bappalone. Macarone, macarone, vaccatara, faffala. Ha, ha, ha. Shabaladaitaba. Ta, ta, ta. Lasagna, spaghetti. India? Thank you very much. Am I allowed to do that one? South African. That's a tough one. Oi! Right! I just gotta think of fucking D. Antwoord lyrics. Since the first time I ejaculated. Va pomp! Va pomp! New Zealand. Oi, we sound just fucking like Aussies with a little bit more spice. Oi, we're from fucking New Zealand up here. We hate the fucking Aussies even though we sound just like them. We're beached. Where beached is. Valley Girl? I mean, oh my god, whatever, bro. That's so fucking stupid. It's like, oh, whatever. Like, oh my god, this way of speaking was born at the same time I was born in the area I was born in. I was born in the valley. I mean, come on. Duh. Like, what a fucking loser. Have you talked to that guy? He's such a fucking loser. Oh my god. Spanish accent? Listen to me, for I will tell you a tale of deep sorrow from my country of El Salvador. I traveled 900 miles to speak to you today. My throat is parched, and my legs wobble from the effort. But I must tell you the story of my people. Do Chinese? Okay. That not how you make soup, hiya? Uncle Roger know how to add spice to soup, hiya? I'm just impersonating a dude during an impersonation. Fuyo. Southern drawl. Listen to me. Southern drawl is super easy. Southern drawl is super easy for me because this is how my parents speak and this is how I used to speak growing up. Very, very thick, Texas-inspired, Missouri-touched, Arkansas-touched accent. This is my, if I was just speaking to my family, this is how I talk, usually. Somewhere in this zone. I'm turning it on a little bit. Meat and potatoes are pretty good, mm-hmm. I reckon I like you pretty good, mm-hmm. Taters and eggs. Get you some tri-tip. Get you some steak. Get you some taters. Boil out the taters. Mash up the taters. Put a little bit of butter in the taters. Put some salt. Put some pepper in the taters. Boom, bang, pow. Arabic. Can I even do this? Probably not. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. I could go further, but I don't want to summon the... I don't want to summon them. That's how you know, that comes out of all the churches over there. Like every hour and a half or something. It's like, French. Mais oui, absolument, je parle souvent avec mes amis francophones. Oui. Oui. 'Tis I, Jacques Lefranche. I am here to conquer your women, to take your land, in the name of the French king. Easy peasy, bro. Gambit? Well, let me tell you something now. Down here, that's not how we do it, y'all. Down here, we do things a little different now. Down here in Louisiana, things a little different, man. You go out on a bog, man, you gotta know who you going with. That's all I'm saying to you. All right? You go out there to get a crawfish, you might come back with a gator bite. If you lucky. Come back missing an arm. Somalia? I am very happy to be speaking to you today. My name is Babatunde, and I am from the country of Somalia, a very proud country, and we are happy that you have invited us here to speak to you today. Tell me that wasn't better than you thought it was going to be. Tell me that wasn't better than you thought it was going to be. That was better than you thought. Okay? Appreciate it from Nigeria. Cool. I tried, dude. I'm not in Bakersfield, so I wouldn't know, dude. Nobody that respects themselves is anywhere near Bakersfield, California. So you'd have to ask somebody else, bro. I know it's goody-goody everywhere else. You fooled me, lol. I know. It was pretty... But, I mean, it's better than most American people could summon, I think, dude. I love that, like... I think what I did there was more of like a West African accent. And it's very generalized, but I think it's, you know, like, I think it's better than most fucking American people could muster. India? I can't, dude, because it just comes off like I'm being racist when I do India. It really does, bro, but I can do, okay, here's what, I used to have a great impression. I'm gonna do an impression right now, okay, of a doctor that I had. His name was Dr. Sahota, and he was Bangladeshi. And this is how he talked, exactly. Your sweet little baby is very sensitive, and she must be taken care of very carefully. So I will give you very specific instruction for how you take care of your sweet little baby. And then when she have problem, you will bring her to me. That's okay. So that is dead on. I loved Dr. Sahota. Well, he was a veterinary doctor, but I had a little dog that had a lot of fucking, he had a lot of, or she, sorry, had a lot of problems, and he was a great doctor. Eight out of 10. See, I worked hard because I love Dr. Sahota. He was my favorite. And he loved that little dog. He was great. No, he was great. He told me, he said, your dog, he's like, you have a very special little baby. And I was like, well, yeah. And he was like, no, she should have died. If you had gone to the parking lot, she would have died. Can you imitate any actor from Game of Thrones? No, I don't think so. No, not really. I tried. I'm racking my brain here. Is there anybody from that I could do a decent one of? I feel like there's got to be somebody. Ah, your name shall be Reek. Do you like your name? Come, Reek. Anyone from Skyrim? No. You guys are digging too deep, man. Getting too specific. Do an Irish man waking up for breakfast. Ooh, oh, Faith and Begorra, me back. Oh, I slept wrong on me back, Martha. Oh, that smell, though. Oh, blood sausage and potatoes in the morning. That'll help me creaky old back get out of this bed. Oh, Begorra. Oh, the blarney stone. Oh. A 4-leaf clover is what I need. Martha, bring me a 4-leaf clover. Whatever, bro. Potatoes and 4-leaf clovers is what I need. They're stealing me Lucky Charms right from under me nose. An earthquake will come one day, and it will even take Bakersfield. I don't even think an earthquake wants Bakersfield. I think Bakersfield will just be the last thing standing. I can't do Bruce Lee, no. Like, what? Ooh. That's the closest I can get. Nobody's asked me to do a pirate, dude. My pirate, like, I could be a crusty pirate so good, dude. Like, tell me this isn't voice actor quality. Like, if you played a game and it started with this. Oh, I used to be a sailor. It's true. I sailed from Barbados to Calcutta, robbing and taking as I liked. But one day, I saw something that locked me to the land forever. Something that would make a landlubber's soul quake. Something from the deep. It came. It took me, mates. Only I floated away on a piece of flotsam. Lucky to be alive I am. This peg leg and patch eye are all I have to show from the tale. But let me tell you one thing, laddie. If you take one piece of advice in your life, make it this one. Don't get on that boat. Dude, that was off the dome, too. That was off the dome piece. That's without... It's like, why don't I have a $1 billion fucking voice acting career just playing pirates? That was off the dome piece. You don't even have to... Like, you could hire me and just like, we want you to say some pirate shit. You don't even have to have a writer. Yeah, dude, I'm way better than Michael Winslow, dude. See, dude, I can do all that. See, I can do that. I think Jake Paul would whip my ass. I don't think I could beat up Jake Paul, though. I really don't. I think he's in better shape. I think he's probably trained on how to fight and stuff, too. So I think I think he would hurt me pretty bad, is what I'm saying. Now, like, I would box Wings of Redemption. Fuck yeah, I would box Wings. I think I could take Wings. Who else? What other YouTuber do I think I could take? I could take DSP for sure. I don't know about Worski. Worski's done like some training and he's actually fought. So Worski would probably just gas me out. I'm guessing Worski would just dance around me until I was huffing and puffing and then come in and just knee me in the face or some shit and it'd be GG's. Can't really do that. Who else could I box? Spiffing Brit? Yeah. I've never seen Spiffing Brit, so I've heard him. Sounds like he knows how to box, but like this. Which I don't know how to deal with that, you know? Hell no, not Butterbean. Are you kidding me? Could you outbox D? Dynor? Dirty D? Yeah. I think I could mollywop Vosh. What do you guys think? I know I could beat Destiny's ass. That's a foregone conclusion there. That's not even fair. But like Vosh is around the same size as me. And in better shape, but I think I could mollywop him. I don't think see, because here's the thing. I don't think Vosh has ever one time in his life been punched in the face. And I think that's all I've got to do with Vosh. I think the first time he feels a solid, stiff jab to the fucking face, it's over for him. Like, say what you want. I'm not claiming to be some Billy Badass, but I've been punched in the face a bunch of times, bro. I don't fear it. I know what to expect. Wasn't Vaush a boxer? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I might want to rewind my bullshit now. Oh, in high school? Whatever. Whatever, dude. I did karate in fucking middle school. Ah, okay. Give me a fucking break. State are you from? Killer Cali. Tell us a getting punched story. I'll do you one better, dude. I'll tell you the biggest fucking ass whooping I ever took in my life. It wasn't fair, but it was fucked. You have to look into what year this was, but I was in grade school still. I think it was around the 5th or 6th grade. And it was the day after the Super Bowl, and the Denver Broncos had played the San Francisco 49ers, and the Niners blew out the Broncos. Okay. There was this kid at my school, unironically named TJ, who had this Broncos starter jacket. You can look up what that is. They were very popular, like a Broncos windbreaker with a big Broncos emblem on the back. He would wear it to school every day. He was the world's biggest Broncos fan. And he was talking all this shit leading up that the Broncos were about to get the Super Bowl, and they got blown out pretty bad in that Super Bowl, okay? I don't remember what year that was, but it would have been like the late 80s, early 90s. I think it was the early 90s probably. And yeah, it definitely would have been the early 90s. 91 maybe. Anyway, long story short, I didn't care for either team. I didn't fucking give a rat's fucking fart about the Niners or the Broncos. I'm a fucking Raiders fan, like any self-respecting Californian is, by the way. And so, from my perspective, it was a zero-sum game. 1990 makes sense. I would have been 10. So I didn't care, but I was just talking with my friends out on the playground. And we used to hang kind of like deep into the playground. We had a big playground, right? There was blacktop where there was like Foursquare, and there was basketball hoops, and was that shit? You know what I'm talking about, where you hit the thing? Tetherball. And then we had a big field that had soccer fields and shit, and they had the fence. We would hang out back by the fence. I was chilling with my friends. TJ, not TJ, the guy I work with now, TJ, a kid I went to school with, was hanging with his friends by the fence. So all I said was, dude, the Coes got manhandled, bro. The Broncos got fucking taken, dude. You know, I hate the fucking Niners, but you can't deny it, dude. Joe Montana was unbeatable, dude. That was a crazy game. He overhears this, TJ, the Broncos fan guy. And he goes, what the fuck did you say, dude, about the Broncos? And I was like, they got beat yesterday, is what I said. Pretty bad. And he was like, got anything else to say about the Broncos? And he's like all up in my face, right? He's got a group of friends. A bigger group of friends than my group of friends. Let's put it that way. I was standing there with like 4 or 5 dudes. He was standing there with like 20 dudes, 15 dudes maybe. So that whole crew is wandering over, and he's getting like, I can tell what he's wanting to do is do that chest to chest shit. He's like right in my face. He's like, anything else you want to say? And all I did, bro, was put my hand on the front of him and extend my elbow and just push him back. And I was like, bro, don't get in my face like that, right? And he goes, oh, you touched my jacket? His Broncos jacket. He goes, oh, you touched my jacket? All right. Pops it off, right? Pops all the buttons, gives it to a friend, and squares up. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to fight you. And he's like, put your fucking hands up. Let's go. And so I was like, dude, I'm not trying to fight over, I don't even care. I'm a Raiders fan, bro. You know, or whatever. I was trying to talk my way out of it, but and now his friends are closing in, right? So now there's a group of people like kind of blocking view of what's going on, and they're all with him, except for like a sprinkling of my friends, 2 or 3 people, 4 guys. And so like, I was like, all right. So I squared up. He comes in on me, right? Immediately, like as soon as my hands went up, he comes in on me, and I just threw a jab. I just went like that, and it hit him like right in the lips, and he went, oh, all right. And he comes in on me, and this dude, like, I don't know what kind of training he'd had, but it was some sort of martial arts shit, because he kicked me. This is why I mentioned this one. I know it's like a younger fight. I've been punched in the face as an adult as well. But this one is the only time I've ever been kicked in the face and kneed in the face in the same fight, as well as punched. So he came in, started throwing combos at me. I'm just defending to my best ability. What would happen is he'd go to hit me, and I'd guard up, and I'd fall back a little bit, and I would go against the ring of his friends, and they would throw bombs at the back of my head when I got close to them. Instead of just like bracing me back into the fight, they would hit me in the back of the head, hit me in the kidney and shit. So I was like, taking it from the behind. And then this dude's foot is involved now. It's up in the air. I'm getting hit I got kicked in the jaw, right? That's how it went down, right? I got kicked right in the face. I dropped to my knees from the pain. Boom! Hit my knees, right? He walked up to me, and he was like, said some shit. In my mind, I always remember it as say goodnight. He kneed me in the face while I was on my knees. Just took his knee and went, blah! And I went, ugh! And at that point, teachers running out there. He's got a busted lip, so he's bleeding. I'm bleeding out of my fucking nose, like on my back, dazed. Right? I get taken in. I get suspended. He gets suspended. We both get. That was there was a 0 tolerance on violence and shit. And so we both got a suspension, and I was terrified of my dad. My dad was, at this point in my life, if I transgressed or fucked up in any way, I was probably going to get my ass beat really bad. And so I went home all fucking ready just to get my ass kicked because I got suspended from school. And my dad was like, so I heard what happened at school today, and I was like, yeah. I'm like almost crying and shit because I just know. And he was like, who started it? And I was like, he started it. I didn't want to fight him. I asked him not to fight. And he was like, did you square up? I said, yeah. He said, did you defend yourself best you could? I said, yes, I did. He said, then you're not in trouble over here. So you don't take shit off of people. They're going to hit you, you hit them back. And I was like, yes, sir. You know, like, okay, Dad, thanks. Well, I mean, like, that was just the policy, man. You get in a fucking fight, you're going home. You're getting suspended for a day or two. So that was a nasty, like that knee. I don't remember the pain of the knee until after. It didn't break my nose, but it busted my upper lip really bad. The knee smashed it like basically into my mouth. And I don't think he gave me like a wind up full power knee. I think I was like stunned from the face kick or the gut kick. I can't remember if he hit me in the face or I think he hit me with both. I think his foot went to my face at one point and went to my gut at one point. His feet were involved in the whole affair, and that threw me for a loop because, I'd been in a couple of little squabbles before, and it was all throwing hands and shit. This guy was throwing feet and knees, and I was getting bombed on from behind, too, which sucked. Go shave your beard? Hey, no. I want my beard. I like my beard. You go shave your beard. Be telling me what to do with mine. Were you ever scared of your stepdad? Not like physically, really. Like I didn't feel like he was gonna like go up, but like he was, like I've talked about this before. Being a stepdad is hard. Because he moved in and he's paying the bills and stuff now, and but it's like he knows that like there's gonna be a stretch of time where I don't look at him as my dad. He's not married to my mom yet. You know what I mean? And then even after he was married, there was just like we butted heads, but I was a teenager, like or at the very end of my tweens when he came into my life. And that's like the worst time to like try and step into a father role of a little boy. It's like, but I will tell you this, my stepdad did a fucking great job. He was always a dude that I knew I could go to with anything. Even if I couldn't, I knew that he would be there if I had to. I was really bad at broaching things with people, but I never felt like he was the only man in my life that I felt like would listen to me and hear me out, not judge me. And I've told him how meaningful that was to me, like as an adult, Like he would hear me out. He would actually listen to what I was saying and not judge me on it. And that was cool to have an older guy I could look up to for that. So he and I butted heads because I was rebellious and stupid and mouthy as a teenager, But ultimately, he did a really good job navigating the tricky waters of being a stepfather. And he's still in my life today, and I love him to death. Yeah, I'm sure he appreciated to hear it. But, I mean, it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Like, he was an example of what a guy should be. He's a hardworking guy. He was gregarious, funny, but defensive of his family and his honor. And it showed me a way. You know what I mean? It was one of the templates that I looked at as a young adolescent guy that didn't know what being a man meant, He was one of the men in my life that gave me part of that template. And you can't, like, change that ever. You could look back on it and go like, oh, this was a mistake, and oh, he was mean at this point, or he was over harsh with me here, or this or that. But like, dude, that's just like tallying up like moot points after the Super Bowl. Like he did, from what I can tell, and I don't know, I've never had children. I'll never be a stepfather. That's a deal breaker for me. Like a woman has a child. I'm sorry, but I just don't want children. So it's a deal breaker for me, so I will never be a parent, so I can't really speak much to it. But from where I'm standing as a kid that was from what they call a broken home or a blended family or whatever. He was an A+ stepdad, for sure. A+. He showed me the way. He was a good influence on me. His moral compass helped me. Watching his struggles helped me. Watching how he dealt with people as a man helped me. And having him as a resource when I needed somebody to talk to helped me. He's a great guy. And I'm a lucky guy that my mom got with him and not some fucking yokel, you know. So many people have got shit stepdads that I have to fucking be honest when I say that my mom chose gold, you know. How come you don't want to be a dad? That part of my life is over, man. I'm old. If I had a kid right now, I would be like 64 years old by the time that kid was in college. It's like having a kid just to like not even get to see them start their lives basically before I'm in the death zone, you know? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's also about moving past. I found out I was infertile back in my late 20s, 27, 28 is when I found out. And part of how I got over it was, well, having kids just ain't for me. Now I've lived my life with that for so long that I can't even imagine wanting to throw a child in the mix. It's just, nope. It's a hard nope. I'm a massively great uncle, dude. I've got tons and tons of nieces and nephews, and they all love me. So, you know, I'm doing my part. You know, but yeah, I just don't want children. Adopt a 17-year-old? No thanks. No thank you. Unless I found a really chill 17-year-old, you know. I could do that, but nah. Nah, parenting ain't for me, man. If you were a dad, you'd be a good one. I'm not so sure about that, dude. That's the fucked up thing is like, I mean, those of you that have hung around here long enough have seen me get angry and shit. Said it before. The beginning of this, anger is my demon. And having kids plus anger, I know what the end result of that is. I lived through it. It sucks. I'd like to think I'd be better, but that's all theoretical, man. Everybody gets angry. You're right. Not everybody seethes in the way that I do, or at least have. I'm much better now. But in my youth, anger was a big part of my life. Constant anger. I would never want to throw that in the mix with a kid. And look, everything is hindsight and shit. I wasn't treated anywhere near as poorly as my father was treated by his father. But my dad had a legacy of physical abuse and shit, and he brought it into my life when I was young, and it was terrifying and painful and horrible. And when I was very young, I all the way up through my teens, I feared that man. I don't think he knows that. I loved him, but I feared him. And I think that's true of a lot of people and their dads. I'm not trying to say my dad was the worst. He wasn't a mean, abusive drunk like his dad was. He never fucking beat me down or punched me in the face or mollywopped me like that. But he was into corporal punishment. He used a belt, his hand, wire hanger, like a coat hanger, to whack on me and shit. And it was few and far between when I was a kid, but the implication of violence was there. The execution of violence was there, and I was terrified of that man. Until my 20s, into my 20s. Yeah. My mom had the spanking spoon. The la chancla. I never got la chancla. Yeah, both my parents were way too white. They didn't know. I don't think they thought about la chancla. What changed? I went to therapy I spent 4 years in intensive, like twice a week, talk therapy. And I dealt with my, not all, I'm not saying dealt with like I'm cured, but I learned coping mechanisms and I worked my way through my upbringing. And I learned that my father was just doing his best. That installation of fear was all he knew how to do. And that I had nothing to fear from him anymore. That he couldn't hurt me anymore, other than, with his words and shit, but physically, he was no longer this imposing thing. I'm taller than him. I'm bigger than him now. He's old. I'm not trying to be mean about it, but he's still an imposing presence in my life. He still looms tall over everything. He's my father. How could he not, right? But that being said, I don't fear him in the way that I did. But that took work, deliberate work. I'll tell you that fucking much. Deliberate facing of your fear and your anger and admitting. See, one of the hardest things for me, because in my 20s as a young man, as a rebellious young man, it was very much like, I don't want to be like my dad. And so I'm not like him. And I just eschewed everything in me that was him. The anger, even as it manifested itself in my life. The rage, the sadness, the depression, just prone to fucking mood swing shit. That's kind of stuff that typifies my mental illness and anxiety and shit. And, dude, that's fucking hella comfortable. I'm gonna keep doing that shit for a minute. Kick my foot up. I wish I could read this easier from this distance. I need to get my computer glasses fixed. Anyway, yeah. Part of the therapy was admitting to myself that, like, dude, I'm in a lot of ways. It's the fucking old man. Look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. It's that whole thing, right? Like, my dad he looms taller than any figure in my life, whether he wants to or not, whether I'm speaking to him or not, whether he knows it or not. He is the template for manhood to me, even as a fucking 44-year-old man. I still look at that old guy as this is what a man's life looks like and what it is, whether right or wrong. But I learned not to fear the man. He can't hurt me anymore. I don't think he'd want to anymore. I don't think he's the same person. It's easy to say that, but I think that age has changed that man. I'm not sure I know him entirely yet, but I'm getting to know him. After a long period of not speaking. And the more I know him, the more I see myself. It's been elucidating getting to know the man late in his life in a way that I just couldn't when I was a child because our relationship was so defined. He was the king and I was a lowly, belly-crawling peasant. Ultimately. Not to get too fucking wild with it, but that's about the way it was. That's how he treated me all the way into my 20s and 30s and shit. Oh, I know, and you don't. He was like the, you ever have any of you have the dad that is like, he's like, Saint Peter, Saint Peter that like writes down all your sins, but it's all your failures. My dad was like Saint Peter, but for my failures. He had a mental Rolodex of every stupid, embarrassing thing I'd ever done in my life. Every time I'd failed, every time I'd fucked up. And he could that was our whole relationship through my 20s. Was my dad breezing into town going like, hey boy, I want to have lunch with you. And I go and have lunch with him, and he just recounts old stories of me being a fuck up. And I go, yeah, Dad. You see what I mean? Does that make sense? I told him this. And he seemed, just like unaware of it. Or at the very least, he didn't feel like it was the same level that I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't, maybe perceptions are different. He was on one end of it and I was on the other, Getting slapped in the face and slapping someone in the face are two different experiences. Not saying he ever slapped me in the face. I'm just saying, being on the receiving end of the anger is different than being on the delivering end, right? Feels good on the delivering end, feels horrible on the receiving end. I mean, like, I don't like throwing around the term abusive because it's just so, it's like everything, I don't like it. I don't like the term, but yes. Okay. Yes. There were abusive things that happened to me when I was a child. Physically, emotionally, mentally abusive things. And that makes me very not different, from most people, honestly. Everybody's got a fucked up childhood. Every man has a complicated relationship with his father, no matter how it may appear from the outside. So I think I did all right given all that, but that's my truth. That's my journey as it stands. You think that still affects you today? Sure. But I'm aware of it. That's the therapeutic advantage, right? The 4 years and change I spent on the couch doing intensive talk therapy makes me aware of how those things affect my life. And gives me coping mechanisms and strategies to deal with those things when they come up in my life. That don't include self-hatred, self-harm, those sorts of things, right? Self-medication. Although I do a lot of that. That is part of my coping mechanism, for sure. Ugh. I have no brothers at all. I am the only son. I have one biological sister and count them 4 stepsisters. Are you at peace? No. I can only imagine, dude, being raised by your granddad. What coping mechanism did you develop to help you? A lot. A lot of different things. Flooding is a big one. So, like, I have, sorry, weed. I smoke weed. No, I have a horrible, like, anxiety and panic attacks and stuff. Flooding is a mechanism that I use during panic attacks. I will turn on 2 different pieces of media and play them at the same time. And I will play a video game if I can muster the mental acuity to do it. And it will force my brain to focus on these 3 things. It gives my brain 3 things to shuffle through. And I stop catastrophizing about whatever it was. It's usually health anxiety, right? I might have a heart attack. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, I've got cancer. I'm having a panic attack. And, anybody that's had a panic attack knows that it can manifest like a heart attack. It feels like a heart attack. Your chest gets tight. Your breathing gets shallow. You get sweaty. Right? You're getting these huge doses of fucking adrenaline. Your body's just chewing on itself, right? So I do flooding. Like, that's a coping mechanism that helps me get through those panic events to where I'm not hurting myself inadvertently. I'm not locked down. I'm not Because in the past, I dealt with those types of anxiety feelings by expressing that anger out into the world sometimes. I would bottle it up, and then it would explode out in an argument with a friend or a family member or a loved one or a significant other, right? Just like big, giant yelling match arguments. And you know, in my young life, not knowing any better, I sought out women that had the same kind of hot temper as me, so they would escalate it, you know? It would just, rah, 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 we'd be screaming at each other. That's not a good coping mechanism, yelling and screaming at the people that you love. I use it as part of my performance and as part of my fucking shit because it's a good outlet for those types of feelings, right? It's a healthier outlet for those types of feelings. But as far as in my personal life, I don't explode with rage at people. I just don't. And if I do, I'm immediately going to like coping mechanisms to halt it before it doubles down, triples down, because that's how anger is. It's like a snowball effect. You know what I mean? I just don't do it, man. I don't apply those things anymore. I don't let the snowball start, and if it does, I kill it in the cradle, bro. I'm willing to fucking lay myself down and humble myself and admit I'm wrong and walk away from the situation and take the L. Because if I let it carry me, it just never goes anywhere other than self-destructive shit. Self-destruction. Ice is another one that I use. It's another coping mechanism. Actually, my wife helped me with that one because I have anxiety that manifests as a desire sometimes. I'm not a cutter. I never have been. But I will do like picking at different parts of my fingers and shit. Like I'll get a hangnail and I'll just apply pressure to it to cause pain because that helps with those feelings of anxiety. And what you can do in a non-destructive way with that is just grab an ice cube out of the freezer and hold it in your hand for as long as you can stand to. Just hold it. I used to do that during the show when I was having panic attacks during the show and shit. I would turn my cam off, run out real quick, grab ice out of the freezer, put one cube in each hand and sit there and listen to the best of my ability and focus on what the guys were talking about or what the video was. And that would center me, dude. And it's a really like non-destructive way to center your mind on something else other than the panic event, the panic attack, I guess is what you'd call it, right? So that's another thing. Or trying to ice cold shower, you tend not to worry about anything. Yeah, cold showers, just a shower in general can help sometimes too. Just a warm shower. You know, there are other things you can do, but I've developed some really pretty good coping mechanisms, non-destructive, non-self-destructive, you know, I'm not exporting my pain into the world to the best of my ability. I definitely am not treating the people that I know and love that way. And that is my goal. Everybody else, go fuck yourself. The people that I know and love, I cherish those people. And I went for a long time in my 20s. And I feel no guilt about this because I gave as good as I got. You know, I'm not saying it's all equal or whatever, but I gave as good as I got. But I was pretty fucking mean to the people I loved for a while in my 20s. I was pretty dismissive and angry. And I just don't, you know, I don't beat myself up over that. It was a coping mechanism. It's how I knew how to be. But now I know better. I'm fucking 44 years old. I know better how to conduct myself. And I don't export that pain and misery onto my family and friends anymore. At least to the best of my ability, you know. And that's a big lesson. But, you know, I appreciate the kind words, though. I'm not trying to, like, counter everything you say or whatever. I just don't know. Oh, anxiety is torture, man. It really is. Like a panic attack. It, like I said, it feels like a heart attack. It feels like you're dying, and your brain is just all fucking alive with all these fucking chemicals that are telling it like fight or flight, 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 fight or flight. I've gone to the fucking emergency room with panic attacks and shit. Last time it happened to me, I think it was last year, 2023, towards the beginning of 2023. I had injured my shoulder, and it was causing me a lot of pain, and I was having a panic attack, and that pain plus the panic attack, I thought I was having a fucking heart attack or some shit. And so I went into the emergency room. I sat in the ER waiting room for 6 hours waiting to be seen. By that time, the panic attack was over, and they were like, "No, you're good," and sent me home. And I felt like a fucking horse's ass. But it's not the only time it's happened to me, and it probably won't be the last, you know? It's like, that's part of having panic attacks. It's like, you know, one day I may have a heart attack, and if I don't go to the fucking thing because I'm just like, oh no, this is a panic attack, we're fine, you know. You know, it's just like it's hard to know the difference. Yeah, I called an ambulance one time. This is a crazy story. I'm kind of embarrassed by it, but I'll tell it to you guys. I was having I was really bad panic attacks day after day. Like, I went through a period of time where I was having 2 or 3 of these big panic attacks a day, and I was just mentally and physically done and exhausted. And I started having one, and it just lasted hours. It was like 2 hours long, and I was just like, I think I'm dying. I need to go to the hospital. And Amelia was like, you want me to take you? And I was like, no, call an ambulance. I want them to come here. I feel like I'm fucking dying. So they came, they put me on the stretcher, took me out of this place, took me to the fucking hospital. You know, they're looking at me, they're listening to my lungs. I basically, what had happened was I probably had COVID. I had a lung infection of some kind, bronchitis or COVID. And they were listening to my lungs. They're like, oh yeah, you know, you sound like you're a little congested here, blah, 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 blah. And I've got the mask on my face, and I'm trying to chill out. So I get to the hospital, they wheel me in, you know, an attendant comes to talk to me and go like, what do you have? And I said, well, I've got, you know, this, my lungs hurt, I'm short of breath, and I'm having, you know, I feel like my heart is going to stop, and yada, yada, yada. And blood pressure was high, and yeah. And they're like, okay, can you walk? And I was like, yeah, probably. Well, let's get you a chair at least. And so they got me off the table, got me in a chair. They wheeled me into the fucking waiting room of this hospital, right? And it was full, bro. It was like in the midst of COVID that this happened, like 2022. And it was all old people and dying people, right? And I'm sitting in the midst of this, like looking around at these people. Old men just like on oxygen tanks, just like like old ladies going you know, and it's just full, it's over full, right? And I'm just like, I don't belong in here. I'm not this dude, these people are fucked. And I was just having a fuck. So I just got up, left the chair. I'm walking out. The lady sees me with my wristband. She's like, you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm leaving. She's like, okay. You know, I was like, you take me off my rolls. Off the roll. I told her my name. She's like, okay. I went out because I didn't want them to waste their time looking for me or whatever. I went out, got on my phone, called Amelia, said, hey, babe, I need you to come fucking pick me up at the hospital. I don't need to be here. She's like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm walking out in the parking lot, and I see the dudes that were my fucking drivers in the ambulance parked. They're still parked where they unloaded me. And they see me walking out, and they're like, hey, you okay? Did you get lost or something? And I was like, no, dude. I was like, I'm fucking so sorry, guys. I was like, I had a panic attack and shit. And I went in there, and they put me in the waiting room, and I just looked around, and I was like, dude, these Like, everybody in there's dying of COVID, bro. And I feel like I've got a cough. I'm okay. I think I'm going to go home. And they were like, oh, yeah, no. Like, I don't blame you. Like, I was like, all right, thanks, though, for being cool to me. They were like, yeah, no, it's cool, bro. And I just, like, went out in the parking lot. Amelia picked me up. It was a nightmare, bro. It was a nightmare. It's a shitty story. Like, I don't know. That one's embarrassing to me. That whole thing is embarrassing. I bump into those guys like, hey, I was having a fucking panic attack and I've just got a cough, bro. And I'm going to go home. I'm sure they understand. I'm sure I'm not the only guy they've picked up with having a panic attack or whatever, but it just sucks, you know? It just sucks. What are you going to do? Keeping it real. No, just being honest. Well, I guess that means keeping it real. I'm just trying to be honest. You know, my foibles might be a good lesson that somebody doesn't have to trip up the same way I did, you know? So I don't hide the stupid shit I've done, the embarrassing shit. For the most part, like that one I haven't told a whole bunch, but, you know, now that I've told it, it blows off a little steam because it's over. I lived through it. It's not like, it's no harm, no foul. I got a bill. I paid it. That was that, yeah. On to the next. Do you think your memory is good? My memory for certain things is good, but for other things is horrible. Like, I have a horrible sense of time. Like, I'll get whole decades wrong sometimes. I gotta watch myself. Sorry, I'm just gonna stand up for a minute. This chair is, like, uncomfortable as fuck to me today for some reason. But, you guys can still hear me, so fuck it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. My memory is really good for dialogue and, like, conversations. I remember what people say. I have a pretty good conversational recall. And I can remember mundane conversations for a long time before they kind of fade. My short-term memory is not super good, but that's always been the case. I'm a little bit flighty when it comes to short-term stuff. Like, I'm apt, like, something happened the other night. I felt fucking awful, by the way. Amelia was making dinner, and she came in, and I swear to God, I was in the middle of a Tekken 8 match. And I swear to God, what I thought she said was, hey, hun, I'm starting dinner. But what she said was, hey, hun, dinner's ready. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, and she left, assuming that I'd finish a match and then come out there. And I stayed in there and played for like 40 minutes, like an asshole. And then she finally came and like tapped me and she was like, are you going to come eat or what? And I was like, what? So I have that, like, really, you got to be very, well, that may be less memory and more hearing. My ears are capital F fucked. I can hear, but poorly. So, yeah, I got COVID at least twice. I don't know. I need to take the DMT trip. I'll let you know after I ride the snake, okay? If I see the same shit that everybody else sees, then yeah, I'll say that they're just like some fourth dimensional shit we're looking at, right? Fuck. God damn it. Locked in, dude. Locked in. Just zoning, bro. I've talked about that before. My brain is a minefield, man. It's great creative. Like, in a creative scenario, you want me around. Sitting out here, though, just trying to have a conversation, getting locked in. SWV. What did they sing? Sisters with Voices, bro. What was their song? SWV. I keep thinking of a bunch of fucking... What was their song, bro? Their big fucking hit. SWV. Right here? Fuck. Dude, I remember the band being pretty good. Yeah, that's some 90s shit. Oh, Weak in the Knees. Dude, that song is great. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly sleep. I lose all control inside. It takes over me in a daze. I think you're amazing. It's like a kiss. It knocks me right off my feet. By my side, I want you. I swallow my pride. Your love is so sweet. It knocks me right off of my feet. Can't explain how your loving makes me weak. That's a good song, dude. SWV, dude. Ooh, yeah. Who did that? Just one of those days that a girl goes through when I'm angry inside. Don't want to take it out on you. Just one of them days. Don't take it personal. I just want to be all alone. And you think I did you wrong. Don't take it personal. That was a good song, too. Baby, 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 baby. That was a great song. Dude, I loved all that. See, that's the thing. My background when I went into the 90s, of course I was listening to like Dre and Snoop and Cypress Hill and Nirvana and all the fucking hard rock shit. But like, I also loved R&B, and my parents instilled that in me. So like, I remember all that shit. Dude, you know who had a good one? And dude, God rest the dead. Aaliyah. Do you remember? Oh fuck, what was her thing? Boy, I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky, with eyes like you were my prey. Don't speak, you know that would be weak. Good ass song right there. Dude, who were the three chicks that were like models kind of? There was another chick group in the 90s. You guys are going to help me zero in on it. All black ladies. They kind of dressed drag queeny a little bit, but like in a modelly way. What was it? What did they have? Nah, before Destiny's Child, before the Spice Girls, not TLC, but we'll talk about TLC in a minute because I got a lot to say about them too. Not black, keep going. They had a couple hits. One of them, I feel like it was like they walked the runway in it. That doesn't mean that I am sailing down. No, no, no. I have money, buy high-heeled shoes. That doesn't mean that I'm a prostitute. No, no. That's something like that. And they were like walking the fucking runway all fucking swaggery. Somebody gotta help me with this, dude. I dragged those fucking lyrics out of the ether right there, bro, because I haven't thought about this shit since the 90s. Not Robert Palmer. We could talk about Robert Palmer, too, though. This was 3 black ladies, not TLC, not SWV. It's a deep cut. I don't know. I'm going to have to let it fly. In Vogue. He got it. He got it. He got it. Elijah, 10 internet points to you. You win the internet today. Congratulations. He got it. In Vogue. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind. Don't be so shallow. Yeah, dude. In Vogue. Now, TLC. T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili. TLC. Whew. They dropped an album in the 90s that, for me, is the tippity top. Tippity top. TLC. What was that album called? It had Red Light Special on it. It had No Scrubs on it. It had a bunch. Hold up. I got to think of my TLC. Waterfalls. Brown, 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 brown. Yeah, dude. Rip Left Eye. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, the GOAT, bro. And they were always so positive about safe sex at a time when like AIDS was genuinely killing young people. So they were really good about that. Being cool while being and cool and sex positive while being like use a condom. Left Eye used to wear a condom over her left eye. The album was called Fan Mail. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on down to the Escape beat. Just kicking, just kicking. Escape was good too. Good deep cut. Salt and Pepper, they were actually a trio too, because everybody forgets the fucking heart and soul of Salt and Pepper. Spinderella. On the ones and the twos. Count to 3 slowly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is your go-to karaoke song? If I want to blow up the whole joint, if I feel like it's been stale and stagnant, there's a lot of bad singers, I go to the guy and I tell him, put on I Like Big Butts, or Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. And they always look at me like, really? And I'm like, and it lights up the place, dude. Bum 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 bum. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can deny. When a girl walks in with that itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up front because you notice that butt was stuck deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh baby, I want to get with ya and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got makes me so horny. Ooh, rumple smooth skin. You say you want to get in my bins? Well, use me, you ain't that average groupie. I seen her dancing. To hell with romancing. She sweat, wet, got it going like a turbo vet. I'm tired of magazines saying flat butts are the thing. Take an average black man and ask him that. She gotta pack much back. So fellas, what? Fellas, what? Your girlfriend got the butt? Hell yeah, tell her to shake it. Shake it. Shake that healthy butt. Baby got back. Dude, the whole place blows. The whole place, I'm telling you, this is a cheat code. I like 'em real thick and juicy. When I'm talking about juicy double, Mix-a-Lot's in trouble, begging for a piece of that bubble. I'm looking at rap videos. Hot street bimbos looking like hoes. You can keep them bimbos. I keep my women like Flojo. A word to the thick soul sisters. I want to get with ya. I won't cuss or hit ya, but I gotta be straight when I say I wanna till the break of dawn. Baby, got it going on. That's why I wrote this song. Thick sister, can't resist her. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. Oh, that blows it up. Asses are shaking, ladies are hooting and hollering, dudes are sitting in their chairs looking pissed. Learn that song, karaoke people. That's a cheat code. That blows up the spot. You only do it at a time when the spot needs to be blown up, though. If the energy's already high, I'll sing something else. Manson tourniquet. Yeah, I would definitely wait till you did that and follow it with Baby Got Back. You could lead out because that's going to make everybody sit down at the table and go like, you're just up there like drunkenly like, put your living arms on me. Yeah, that's a perfect one to lead into Baby Got Back. So you scare the hoes and then I collect them. 1-2 punch. Some girls try and some girls cry, and that's alright with me. But if you make my daily record, makes my life complete. 'Cause we are living in a material world. Sublime is good, but only if you can do it. Don't get up there and caterwaul Sublime. But if you can hit it, I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. But I had $1 million, but I spend it all if I could find that Heine and that Sancho that she's found. Oh, I'd pop a cap in Sancho and I'd slap her down. But I really want to say, my baby, if I really want to say, is that's just one way back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just got to be able to do it. Don't get up there and caterwaul. Pick something that you can caterwaul to, like, oh, Mickey, you're so fun, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fun, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Yeah, don't pick like 24 Karat Magic or something if you can't sing. 24 Karat Magic in the air. I can't even go that high in my falsetto, bro. Don't do it. You're playing yourself. See, if you're going to be a karaoke person, you need to learn to imitate. Yeah, do Cotton Eye Joe if you can't sing. Hey, that's the beat, bop, da, boo. That's a beady, boom, ba, da, do. Whatever. Just get up there and do the chicken dance. My falsetto is pretty weak. Used to be way better. Here's how I test my falsetto. Don't leave me high. Hold up, I'm exhaling smoke trying to do that. Can't do that with falsetto. Let me clean the pipes real quick. Don't leave me high. Oh, not there anymore, bro. You got to go up in the falsetto for that one. And I can't quite. I'm like a half step below the note. Told you. I'm pitch aware. That was not it. Oh yeah, dude, that's a good one. That one can be funny if you drop that one at karaoke. Tequila. Because everybody will be like, what? He's doing this? But you got to make sure you hit the tequila perfect. Because it just doesn't come for like 50 seconds into the song, I think. Hey, I tried. I just told you. That's how I test it. How's your falsetto doing? I try and sing high and dry in key. And if I can hit the don't leave me high, don't leave me dry, then my falsetto's okay. Falsetto is not super hard. Oh, Talking Heads, depending on the song, yeah.
Well, I mean, not Frankie Valli falsetto. That's hard.
I mean, it's not like, okay, walk. Yeah, it is, because it's got gravel to it.
He does it the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like it's.
I mean, that's like fucking next level shit.
You got about an hour and change. Do you want to eat something before the commenters?
Maybe just like a bagel or something today.
Okay.
I'm not feeling super hungry, but it's good to get something on there.
Yeah.
But I'll wrap it up here in a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to rush you. I was just letting you know in case you wanted something more substantial.
No, I'll just have a bagel before go time. I'll just do a half a bagel with my creamy cheese on it. That's good stuff.
We got that hummus too if you wanted a snack.
Yeah, I might grab. I might just do that for lunch. Just have some hummus and pita. Oh yeah, dude, Casey and JoJo, that wedding song. All my life, I pray for someone like you, and I thank God that I finally found you. Then it goes up an octave. All my life. I can't hit that shit. Casey and JoJo though, dude. What about Cisco? Remember Cisco? I can't remember what he's saying.
But yeah, Frankie Valli definitely can't do it no more in his 80s.
Yeah, you know who can still do it?
Yeah.
Take on me. That guy?
Yeah.
He can still hit the fucking
Yeah.
take me on. No chance. I'll be gone in a. That's the closest I can go, dude.
I think he's past his 80s now.
Frankie Valli?
Yeah.
He's gotta be.
He just turned 90, so.
Oh, the thong song. Let me see that thong, baby. Ooh, yeah, bend down, baby. Let me thong, 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 thong. Most motherfuckers can't handle it. All you motherfuckers want to handle it. Get up in the crack and fondle it. I don't remember what he says. I like to see that thong. You know what a good one, if you're a caterwauler, is that'll blow up the spot? You can do Electric Avenue without having great pitch. You can just, out in the streets there are violet. Because most of it is just, I'm gonna walk now Electric Avenue. It's very easy to do, and people will sing along with that one too, because everybody knows it.
This is funny. He got married again last year.
Married again.
Yeah.
Fuck. Fucking
89,
Frankie
new
Valli.
wife.
Fucking Frankie Valli, man. What a stud. What a total stud muffin. 89. How old is the wife? I gotta know.
Let's see.
Gotta find out.
Married 4 times.
22. That's what I'm guessing. 22. That old sea dog. .22 and smoking hot. That's my guess.
60.
Oh, damn. Well, I guess, but to him, that's like 22.
Yeah. This is what she looks like at 60.
Asian don't need a blazon.
Oh, she's not Asian.
She's not? She looked
No.
Asian to me, but I'm blind.
My screen's cracked too, so that doesn't
The
help.
screen is cracked as well. That doesn't help.
Here, this is a better.
Okay. It's kind of hot. Jackie Jacobs. Look at Frankie. What a fucking stud. Get him out of my face. He unmans me with his very presence. Frankie Valli is a legend, obviously. Unimpeachably legend status, Frankie Valli. $60 is, yeah, he's robbing the cradle at 60 for his age. Fuck yeah. Good on Frankie, though. Dude, look at this dirty hippie foot. You see this fucking thing? That is shameful.
You got ash on it. That's what
It's
you did.
ash. It's dirt from out here. I stood in the grass and did my thing, and it was a little damp with the dew this morning when I did my thing. So I picked up all this grit and grime, and dude, that is the hippie foot.
Yeah.
If you can put up with that shit, you're the girl for me. Because I'm fresh. I took a shower last night before I laid down. Hippie foot this morning. I'm not even going to show it. It's disgraceful.
You need a cut though on that big toe. It's gonna start.
It's a
poking
trim. It
through.
needs trim. Yeah, I need a trim up on the whole thing. I need a shower, or at least a foot. You know what I want to get? One of them foot massagers.
Oh, yeah.
Or no, where you put your feet in the thing and then it's like
Foot
washer.
slur or whatever.
I want one. Hippie foot, Paul. Here's another karaoke tip. Stay away from fucking reggae unless you're a Jamaican person and you can do reggae. Reggae, you can't do reggae. Nobody does it justice. The closest you can come is doing some some Sublime. If you can do the Sublime, but I think you shouldn't do Sublime either. Yeah, I gotta charge if I show. I could start a fucking OnlyFans for people that are into dirty hippie foot. I know there are people out there that love a dirty hippie foot, and I've got them. Filthy hippie foot.
Dude, I saw an actual ad for one of those foot sites.
Oh, yeah?
Like, pay your rent with your feet.
Yeah, I need to look into that shit. I'd like to pay my rent with my foot. My dirty hippie feet. Be like, here's my hippie feet today. Yeah, dude. I got filthy, dirty hobbit foot, but I don't have the hairy toes.
No, you don't have actual hobbit feet.
I need the hairy toes for the hobbit foot, and hairy top of the foot. I don't have any hobbit hair on my feet at all.
My dad played a hobbit because he's got actual hobbit foot.
He played a hobbit?
Yeah.
In the movie?
No, like in a play.
Oh, okay. He's got actual hobbit feet.
Yeah.
That's cool. Dirty little hobbitses. Filthy little hobbitses. You ain't chipped in on the hippie foot, bro. You're gonna have to catch me on OnlyFans for the hippie foot, because you don't get it. I gotta go.